Hi, my name is Shannon. Welcome. I'm doing like a pre to my video, which is going to be about the feminine energies of the solar eclipse that I have not seen talked about. And in it, I talk about, I want to mention her name, Riley Gaines, because I couldn't remember her name. She is a swimmer who is speaking out against Leah Thompson and the administrations and the government and all the politics and the propaganda that is swirling around this transgender movement. And I want to pre-frame one, I want to call her out and recognize her because she is courageous and she is brave. And I also want to say, like, I am here like as a woman. As a woman, I have zero threat, I have zero resistance to anyone who wants to express themselves as a different gender. However, I will not be silent and I will not be quiet around propaganda. And when the government is using it to distract us, to divide us, to wedge between us, and to suppress and suffocate the woman even more. So my channel is As a Woman. As a woman who knows all of who they are, we are not threatened by another woman in whatever form that is. So it's not about me taking away from anyone. We each get to have our own experience, yet as a woman, we still have a long way to go to speak, to feel safe, and to be all of who we are. So this is a beautiful message around a grand trine that is I haven't seen talked about. There's so much out there. So if you do listen to this, like, thank you. I appreciate you because it's a lot about the solar eclipse, but this is, I see patterns and I see the deeper layers than most. So this is a deep layer of something that is being highly, highly, highly activated right now, that I'm going to give any attention to it and any energy and any activation that I can give to it, so we can be all of who we are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go with the video. Hello, welcome. My name's Shannon, and I have this channel called As a Woman, where I talk about everything, really. I love my friend Akata. Hi, Akata, if you see this. It's like spiritual woman, and I love that, like spiritual woman. Whereas I might feel lopsided, because that is a perfect description. It is about being a woman. It is about pulling forward all of who we are as a woman, as women, as the feminine that has not been balanced with the masculine, and that affects all of life, because life wants to be in balance. Spirit wants to be in balance, yet it lets us play with the imbalance, the polarities, the opposites, the one too heavy on the masculine or too heavy on the feminine. So I'm here to balance it as a woman and to share with you all that I've learned, all that I teach, all that I pull together and share with you. And there is this solar eclipse on the 9th that when I first saw this, what was coming up, it was about 7-8 months ago. And it was Kelly Hunter. She's an astrologer. She is amazing. And she shared this. I was like, oh my goodness, I just knew it was going to be huge. And I've been looking at it ever since. So I'm not going to do another video that talks about what everyone else talks about. I'm going to do a video that I saw in these patterns that isn't being talked about. And it is about the woman, the feminine energy, the goddess energy. And I don't talk about goddess energy of stop. I don't talk about like the goddess energy of like, oh, I'm a goddess. No, I'm a woman who embodies goddess energy, who embodies masculine energy, like goddess, but God energy. So interesting, right? Like we say goddess, but I'm a goddess, but no, I'm a god. Or divine feminine or divine masculine, still polarities, like the divinity within. As a woman, I incarnated as a woman. I put on a lovely dress, no makeup. I don't wear makeup. I love pretty clothes, and there's no right or wrong answer. Suffocating is kind of the key word. And this is, it's funny because I bring up Akata again, because I have been very connected to this woman. And we have a couple of videos, maybe you have seen them, that we both use the same words at times. So I was using the word suffocating, and then she comes along and she uses the word suffocating. This is connection. This is how everything flows. This is why I don't attach to anyone teaching, because I know so much is coming to me from divinity, from infinite intelligence. I know that I am a conduit to bring messages to others, to open myself up for messages for myself, to share, to learn, to experience, to express. And I think it's so fascinating because, again, there is this huge division with women in general, with men and women, with the masculine energies, and say, how do we balance all of it together? And I am called, I am passionate to share the experience that I experience as a woman. I just saw a post, and I knew this, but it just, again, somebody shared on Facebook about women were only able to open a bank account on their own in 1974. I was 3 years old. And it has so much to do with this eclipse and the energies that are not like really being highlighted, but they're, again, the feminine, the unknown, the unseen, the intuition, knowing ourselves. Like this part of ourselves has been so suppressed, suffocated. We have not healed from this. Still today, women are fighting to allow to have the space in society as a woman, getting brutally attacked, getting pushed out. I follow a little bit, I don't know, like her name. Oh no. She's a swimmer and she's been speaking out. She was just on Joe Rogan recently and she had to deal. I know Leah Thomas. I know the transgender that is pushing all these women out in these schools, the administration, the government, a lot of society is accepting this and allowing this. And I'm we're just going to pass right up and we're going to give all of our attention to transgender women and let them come into sports, let them claim that they are a woman, and just push away the woman. Push away the woman that we still are not fully expressing ourselves. We're still in fear. We're still holding ourselves back. And guess what that does? That suffocates the man. That suffocates the divinity of the masculine to be expressed. So this eclipse, I'm going to put this out into the ether, sharing it with you, even if one person sees this and resonates with this. It is the power of authenticity. It is the power of frequency that cannot be measured by what we see and what we often measure in society. That is why I am here. That is why I'm so passionate, and you're going to see why as I take us through. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to put on my glasses and share what I'm seeing. And I'm like excited for anybody else who sees this before we kind of come into these energies. And all right, so this is the solar total eclipse on the 8th, 2024, from where I live in Weaverville. I took everything else out, but just what was speaking to me, just what I wanted to share, which is like this goddess energy, this divine feminine that is being highly activated during this time, that I hope you feel it. And I want to help activate this energy and share it with you because it's as interesting as I kind of walk you through this. This is Vesta in Cancer, 2 degrees, 26 minutes. Trine, the Shapley, which is a super galactic point, the highest tier of the galactics that we know of now, in Scorpio, and trine, Fomalhaut at 4 degrees, 11 minutes. What is a grand trine? There's trines, and then there's a grand trine. A grand trine is all energies, all the elements of the zodiac harmonized. It's a triangle. It's the Holy Trinity. And this is all feminine. Water. What is water? Water is emotion. Water is feeling. Water is flow. And there's a lot of talk about this. Veda Austin, I know, does work. I can name all kinds of names. Pam Gregory talks about her. Heather Ensworth, like two really amazing astrologers who have interviewed her and talked about her. And this goes off the work of somebody else. I don't know his name, but it even goes further back where he started studying water and emotion and just talking to the water and freezing it and seeing the different patterns. So I just want you to sit with that. Like water is emotion. Water is the feminine. Water is something like our molecules, like we're wrapped up in like 99 something percent water. We have a water that is one molecule away from salt water that goes through our brain, like around like our pineal, then like covers our brain and goes down our spine. I'll put the link to that because that is super fascinating. I will put the link to that in this in the description, because that, when I saw that, it was a doctor who studies this, and I'm like, that is our chakra centers, water activating all of our chakra centers. It is science proving spirituality. That how many thousands of years have the chakras been talked about? That's why I'm always like, let's not wait for science to catch up with spirituality. Let's go within and trust our intuition. Hence this grand trine in the water, intuition, knowing self. Yet it also helps because guess what? When people see something, because we're so used to society needing to validate something before we believe it. And I see so often people are trying to validate their formula, their ideals, like what they believe, what resonates with them. They're trying to find as much data to sell others on it. And I'm like, just go within and feel, does it feel good to you? Good, you're onto something. But that's what I'm teaching, like as a woman, to go within. That's the unknown. So this grand trine is connecting all of these energies together. And guess what is even more fun for me is this is, you can't make it up. Like as a woman, I have all of this. Let me just show you. I have all of this in my chart, and I've made 2 videos on this recently. So this is my sun sign. I made a video recently on the Shapley. I was just inspired to do it. I hadn't even put this together yet. And I knew it was in my chart, but I didn't really know the significance of it. And Fomalhaut. So I have this grand trine in my sun sign. So it's going to be like a highly activated in my chart, and where the inspiration, where my guidance, I followed my guidance. And I was like, just do it. I don't even question it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a video on this today. And it just comes to me. I was like, I'm allowing, I'm open. That is the feminine. That is this energy that is being highlighted. And then we have more. We have Venus. Now people call this opposition. I call it balancing, an opportunity. I call it opportunity to balance the two. This is Venus. This is Lilith. Again, goddess energy. To me, Venus is one of our personal planets, so it's very much form, very much how we experience life on Earth, like as a woman. And as what has been suppressed is the Lilith, who in Lilith, I'm not going to have this perfect. You can research more if you feel called to it. The Lilith was Adam's first wife in mythology. So Adam of Adam and Eve, Adam's first wife. She left the Garden of Eden because she wasn't going to be like subservient. She wasn't going to obey Adam. She was going to do her own thing. She was divinity and divine in her own right. So to me, like that is like, if you want to say like divine feminine, that is divine feminine. And balancing these two, because right now we have this women against women right now in society. And I will just call out what I see happening on the world stage. It's these liberal women who are almost like fighting that Lilith, Black Moon Lilith, the divine feminine, that deep within, that shadow that's been suffocated, that's been shunned, that's been repressed, that's been pushed out of society. And we have Venus that is acceptable, that is looked at as, say, conservative, the stay-at-home mom. And men saying that's what's wrong with society, is women are in the home, being home, like being homemakers. That's what's wrong with society. Get them back in the home. Get them back caring for the kids. Get them back taking care of the man. Get them back cooking and cleaning and serving. And I just saw this viral video of some rapper rapping about this. And others people like, yes, that's what's wrong with society. I'm like, okay, sure. Let's go back to where we cannot open a bank account without a man. So to me, it's about harmonizing and having both, because I know when I get to be all of who I am with my sun sign in this grand trine, the grand trine of the Shapley, which is the mind of God, which is like all knowing, will look at all information, pull in, like this, I talked about this in the video, pull in, be able to see everything. Fomalhaut translates to mouth of the whale. Mouth of the whale, telepathy, communication, walking on truth. It's right underneath the sun, right under this zodiac sign of Aquarius. Aquarius pouring out water. So the mouth of the whale is like in the water. Aquarian is walking on water. So it's harmonizing, and it's not even about man or woman. It's about being who we are, embodying all of who we are. And when we do that, we're activating this grand trine, which on the solar eclipse is going to be heightened. And I want you to ask yourself, like, how are you feeling? I've had conversations, and I know a lot of my girlfriends and a lot of clients are feeling like activated, are feeling rebellious, is some of the language, feeling fearless, feeling suffocated, and want to like come out of that. I'm feeling a lot of throat chakra, mouth of the whale, speaking truth, higher frequencies, telepathy, the unknown, being activated within us. Venus and Lilith, being all of it, not one or the other, being who we are, being called to be who we are, not pushing it down anymore, not judging one another. And if we are in judgment, to be able to look in the mirror. Where am I holding back? Where am I suffocating myself? Am I looking at other women, and am I like looking at liberal women and judging them? Am I looking at conservative women, judging them? Am I looking at other spiritual women? Am I judging them? Am I looking at myself and I'm not spiritual enough? I'm not courageous enough. I'm not brave enough. Am I judging myself? Am I looking at myself and I have to be more of this or more of that to be accepted, to be loved, to be worthy? And to ask yourself, like, what am I feeling? What do I want to put into motion? Because this energy like is going to expand whatever we put into motion at this time, and to allow the divinity within us to be expressed. This is such a, again, it's like hidden in the background, but it's there. And I want to scream. This is a time where I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to share this far and wide. And I know that I am meant to share in the space that I am in. And knowing that I'm going to activate this in the ether, that other element, the unseen in spirit. And I bet you anything, I'm going to start seeing more videos on this, more videos bringing attention to this, because that is how we activate in this, the non-physical aspect of who we are. Fomalhaut, this is the soul essence. Shapley, soul essence. Lilith, buried. Venus, suffocated. The square to these right now. And I put Aquarius because this Pluto in Aquarius is going like big, like Pluto is the evolutionary planet. So it's going to go deep and pull up everything that we are not seeing to bring to the surface so we can evolve and walk forward. And Pluto in Aquarius is trine and sextile Venus. Harmonizing, supportive. I got you. We got this. Let's strengthen this. Let's evolve. Vesta in Cancer. And this is again, why am I called to talk about this? It is right in line with Pluto, right in line with my sun personally. So it's somewhere, if you're feeling this, if you're watching this and you're inspired, like this picture, like wanting to be all of who you are, you're being called to it. Something's tapping you on the shoulder. Something's deep within you, doesn't want to be suffocated anymore, wants to express all of who you are. And this is a goddess of earth, fire. Think about like in the day where the fire, even in the house, even outside, but the fire in the house, the hearth, cooking happened there, kept the house warm, conversations were had there. It's that within us, that goddess energy that is within us, that is being activated in the feminine, in Cancer, mother, woman, nourishing and nurturing us around that fire. If you know about the Essenes, there's a lot of talk about the Essenes. This is Fomalhaut. It's activated and powerful right now, being supported by the Shapley, by the mind of God, activating this water energy. And if you've been watching like astrology and following astrology, you're going to see a lot, or you've seen a lot of follow the water. Pay attention to the water. Hello, water sign, water sign. No, sorry, water sign, water sign. Follow the water, follow the grand trine. Follow the feminine that's being suffocated and still suppressed, holding us to it, holding us to look at ourselves, to finally bring that feminine forward. The woman is masculine and feminine both. The man is masculine and feminine both. Trusting, having faith through these times, having faith that we are going in the right direction, that we are being supported. And it takes courage and fearlessness to do so. Pluto, look at that. It's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Okay. I have said enough. I invite you to check out. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I love life. I love being alive. Even through the hardships, even through the places where I'm stuck, even through where I'm not seeing all of who I am, where I'm not seeing all of who another is. I'm like here for it. We're here for it. So I invite you to check out my videos on Fomalhaut and Shapley. And I kid you not, I'm just tickled and I'm excited because I'm like, oh, I often say, follow the breadcrumbs, follow your intuition. You know it. Your intuition is clear. It is soft. It is kind. It says yes. And it also says, nope, not for me. No. It stops with me. I'm not going to suffocate myself anymore. And that through those gifts, when you do that, when you have the courage to be all of who you are, Spirit leads you and it guides you. And it's so amazing that we're having this solar eclipse and everybody's sharing it. Nobody's talking about this grand trine in this opportunity for Venus and Black Lilith to harmonize, work together, have the energies work together. We're not working against ourselves. We're not working against each other. And to harmonize that. So beautiful. And I'm here for it. If you are interested in working with me, this is what I do. I put together all the pieces of who you are. I shine light on who you are and invite you and help you create the pathway to be all of who you are and to build your life from your passions, from your soul, from your physical and your non-physical, from all of you, and put it together and ignite that and activate that within you. So you can check out my website and check out my offerings. You can reach out to me and ask questions. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for walking with me. If you are watching this, you are walking with me already. And I appreciate you and I love you and I'm happy to be walking with you. Till next time.